I think what's on the line for the Rams is like holistic changes. Like if they, as a dog against UTSA, if they lose at home to UTSA, I think Fowler Nicolosi is in danger of losing his starting job at quarterback because I was already in question heading into this week. And I think there's a big question about Jay Norvell you got to ask. So stakes are different, but still big question marks. Now, here's my curiosity.
I know, but, the Rams, can I just stop you for 1 second, please? I dig. The Rams, they were an 8-5 football team last year.
Yeah, Moj.
They were 6-1 in the conference last. I know. Okay. Listen, major college football is a what have you done for me lately sport. I get it. But they're not the SEC. They're not the Big Ten. They're not the Big 12. They're not the ACC. They're in the Mountain West, bro. It just feels like inside that particular conference and a couple of others, there is some leeway from year to year because you get poached, because you don't get all the goodies. You don't get the goodie bag, right, at the golf tournament. You don't get all that stuff. You make do with what you got.
I'm going to say this again.
And so I think the ability to go up and down is more significant in the Mountain West than anywhere else.
I'm going to say this again. I'm a Norvell guy. I like Jay Norvell. I like him as a dude. I think he's a good coach. But you have to have baseline expectations for coaches that have been here for a minute. This is year 4. This isn't year 2. This isn't year 1. What should have been a loss to Northern Colorado, only to be followed up by being a home dog to UTSA. What should I expect in year 4? And for all the people that have given me grief for saying the same things about Dion, you can't accuse me of not being fair because I'm saying the same thing about Jay Norvell. Like, I don't want to hear what program you took over, what you did a couple of years ago, where you came from. You're in year 4. There has to be a standard that you need to hit. And if not, then you go and find somebody that will reach the standard. And I pray to God that CSU wins by 50 points this weekend and goes on a run because I don't want to see Norvell out of here. But we're dealing with a reality. You know what I mean? You have standards now. It's funny. I'll just make a quick aside comparison, and then we'll get back to the subject we were going to discuss. Nelly asked me a question yesterday in the appetizer. And again, it's a difficult one for us to have, Moj, and especially you, and whatever you feel like you can or can't say, I mean, take it for what you will. But we were talking about the Avs, and it was the quote from Bednar where he said, this feels like the 2022 team as far as depth on the roster and just sort of the motivation of the team and blah, blah, blah. And I think we all kind of agree with that, right? And he goes, at what point does the seat of Jared Bednar, this is what Nelly asked me, get a little bit warmer? And I said, now. Now's it. Like they've had, I think there's been room for you to say, well, if this was different, they didn't get hurt, they had better goaltending, they had this and that. If Landy didn't, blah, 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 Val didn't, blah, blah, blah. Like you have all of those things. And you know as well as I do, Moj, you know my feelings on Jared Bednar. I think he is one of the best coaches in the NHL. And just as a personal note, I adore the guy on a personal level. But reality is the reality that the Avs are in a position to win. And if not, then you have to kind of take a look at like, okay, what more can we do to help out? And he's going to be in a position where it's like there are super high standards for the Avs this year, correct? Am I wrong about anything I just said?
No, not at all.
I think the same thing needs to apply to these college coaches. Because when you say roster turnover and you tell me where they started from and all this stuff, I go, so when does that flip into I need to see results consistently?
I agree with you. But I think, again, I can't divorce the Rams from the Mountain West Conference. Let me go up and down the Mountain West for you for a second here, okay?
Just one last thing, real quick.
One last thing. Go ahead.
Because somebody on Twitch
because I'm going to buff it out, too.
Okay, gotcha.
I will buff it out moment. So all you Buff fans, buckle up.
Texture says, all right, Brett, what about Sean Payton? It's the same thing. You made the playoffs last year. The expectation is you make the playoffs again, and more than that, like, you need to be competing for the division. You need to set a standard on, like, making the playoffs and losing is, look, nobody's getting fired over that, but you should expect more. You're not in year one with the quarterback. Like, all of these things need to take a jump. And I understand in sports, you can't keep getting better every single year. You're going to have years in which you take a step back. But take a step back from what?
Okay.
If CSU last year, Moj, went 11-1, fine. If the Buffs went to the Big 12 championship game last year, fine. If the Broncos went to the AFC championship last year and took a step back, fine. But it's not what happened. I'm looking for incremental steps.
All right, it's time for you to get destroyed on the text line and the Twitch feed or YouTube, wherever you're consuming. Moser, Lombardi, and Kane this morning. It's time for Brett to get destroyed.
You can do it on the Altitude Sports Radio app. It's
on the Altitude Sports Radio app.
It's powered by the Will Hite Law Firm. Injury lawyers, go to willhitewins.com. It's willhitewins.com.
Nelly, voice of the people, is it up and running? It's hot right now, right?
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot, baby. It's hot. Here's what I want.
Double up.
I wanted them round and big. I want people to jump on the voice of the people on the app. And you're going to have to say, Brett got totally destroyed.
Okay. Great. Go ahead. Moj, I will shut up and let you destroy.
This is the modern reality in the Mountain West Conference. I'm going to give you some teams. Because we're dealing with different college football than we used to, Brett. It is more Wild West and crazy than ever before. And the disparity between the haves and the have-nots has never been greater. Here are your teams. Utah State, UNLV, Fresno, Hawaii, New Mexico, Wyoming, of course, Boise. And by the way, Boise, there's a Mother Truckin' Boise's a prime example of what I'm going to tell you. The Rams, San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, and Air Force. I predict from this point on in the Mountain West Conference every single year, you throw all those teams into a Yahtzee cup before the season, you shake it, and you spill it out. And that's how they're going to finish.
Insane.
And do it year after. But, Brett, and here's the reason why. Because all the best players from those teams get poached. They don't have the NIL money like other places. They can't get all the big guns, and they never really could. But the loyalty factor was built into the rules. Guys didn't just flat out leave a program when they're the leading receiver because they couldn't. Hang on.
I'm not being destroyed because these are things I already knew.
Hang on.
Finish him.
You can have your vision of, oh, boy, you know what? I think they need to have expectations, and once you win 8 games, you should have a higher expect. You can sit there in your little fantasy eating Skittles type of world all you want, but the reality of this conference, the reality of modern college football in this regard is that could the Utah State Aggies win 10 games this year, win the conference? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who the hell they are. I don't know who the hell anybody is because it changes every single year in that conference. All the best players. Do you know how many times I'm watching college football on a Saturday and I'm hearing the announcers go, the kicker who just transferred from New Mexico and he's kicking for Clemson or whatever, right? Or the tight end played the last 3 years at Bowling Green. I mean, all the big guns now, they have the bread to go get all the best players. They poach the Mountain West, dude. The Mountain West is they're the produce section at the grocery store. And the other teams come and they squeeze all the tomatoes and cucumbers and find the best ones.
Can I ask a question in the middle of this?
You're destroyed. You have no comeback.
There's no destroyed.
And there's no bigger example than the Boise State Broncos.
You have not.
They'll go to South Florida and get their butts absolutely kicked.
Finish him.
Don't you dare use Boise State as a sort of addition to your take. Boise State's exactly mine. What did I tell you? If the CSU Rams went to the college football playoff last year and then struggled the following season, I'd be like, hey, that's going to happen.
That's what happens in this conference, Brett. Man,
here's what you didn't answer in your 4 minutes of incoherent transfer portal talk.
It was absolutely right on the money.
What's fair? What's fair for me to expect then? That's something you didn't say. In all of what you just told me about how difficult things were, you didn't tell me what should I expect every year then.
All right, let me.
Is it fair? Is it fair for me to expect when a coach is in year 4, or in Prime's case, year 3, or in Sean Payton's case, year 3, that you shouldn't be a dog at home to UTSA? Are you telling me that's an unfair expectation because rules and transfer portal?
No, I'm not saying it's unfair. I'm just saying.
So what the hell are you telling me?
I'm saying reality would tell you, dude, that, hey, man, it's a crapshoot every single year. And I would even make this argument. I'll tell you what. You take whatever coach you want.
With me.
You take whatever. No. It's because it's both. Is it fair? Yeah, I guess it's fair because they've been winning. Is it reality? No, man, because guys come and go, and they go to bigger programs, and you get what you can off the scrap heap of recruiting. Let me go back here. And again, guys are not forced to stay at programs anymore. You know, there's no sitting out a year. There's no disincentive to transfer. It's now, hey, man, I'm going to get all I can. And guys flee constantly these smaller programs. You know it, and I know it, and it's just the reality of it. You take any coach out of the Big Ten. I'll tell you what. You take Kurt Cignetti out of Indiana. And I'm going to get on Chad Brown's butt today, too. Don't go ahead.
No. Finish the Cignetti thought. Go ahead. Tell me.
Kurt Cignetti. Think he's a pretty good football coach?
I do.
It's pretty simple. I win.
Yeah.
Google me.
Yeah, okay. So you take Kurt Cignetti, and you put him, let's say, coaching
at IUPUI, where he went 53-17. James Madison, where he went 52-9. Is that what you're telling me?
What years?
Well, James Madison was 19-23.
Yeah.
What are you telling me?
You take him, put him at San Jose State.
You know what I want.
And what do you think the Spartans do next 5 years, Brett?
No. Okay. All right.
So
you need to take a timeout.
What I'm telling you is that teams in this conference face issues that not a lot of other teams face.
You take a timeout for a second.
I mean, actually, a lot of other teams face it, just not the Power Four.
You guys can go ahead. I'm to make another Game of Thrones reference because we're on it today.
You're trying to fire Jay Norvell, and I'm not.
I'm not. I'm doing the exact opposite of that. I'm doing the opposite of it. Here's what I'm telling you. This is my Jon Snow. I unsheath my sword, and I have nothing but that army running towards me with all the horses, okay? I'm by myself because a lot of people agree with you on the text line. So you win. What I'm being told is don't have expectations. College football is weird, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose because things are always going to change. That's what I'm being told. Like, none of you guys have told me this. What's fair? Because when I tell you, despite the turnover and all the different rules, and yes, when you're CU and you're CSU, you aren't Ohio State and you aren't Georgia. I acknowledge that stuff. But when I say, is it fair to ask to be competitive in the Mountain West every year? Is it fair?
But can I give you an example?
Hold.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair for me to say, hey, in year 3, I know you lost some guys, big guys, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winner, really hard to replace. Can you guys get bowl eligible? Or is losing 2 players so steep of a drop that if they go 3-9 this season, I have to be like, well, you know what? That's college football now. What are you guys telling me?
What I'm trying to tell you for Colorado State, when Torrey Horton leaves, you ain't replacing him, period.
I don't buy it.
When Trey McBride,
I just don't buy it, man.
You find these diamonds in the rough that become players. When Trey McBride leaves, you're not replacing that. You don't have the ability to replace that unless you get lucky. That's it. You can't. The kind of players that Norvell coached them up to be, the kind of studs that he coached them up to be.
So what is okay?
Brett, I don't know. I'll see it when I'll see it when I see it.
That's what I'm telling you. I need you at minimum to be bowl eligible.
Then you're a hard ass.
Maybe I am.
Okay.
But it's one thing, Moser. Again, if they were Boise State last year and they went to the college football playoff and then had this start, guess what? I'll give you some grace. Because if you're telling me we're going to have a spike year and then a down year, I think that's acceptable. But can I ask you, what's the best accomplishment for CU or CSU over the last 3 years? for each of them. What's the thing that you would hold up like, hey, I know it's not going great now, but they did do this. What is it?
Went to a bowl game.
If that's our standards here, we're having a rough go.
You're damn right we are.
I want conference
It sucks.
championships.
Well, so do I. I'm selfish
That's what
too.
I want.
I'm telling you right now.
I want to be in the mix. I want to be a team that's taken seriously. That's what I want.
Okay.
For both of these teams. And what I'm being told by a whole bunch of people is, well, guess what, man? That's a fool's errand in college football now. And I'm like, why?
Because you're in the Mountain West.
Okay, exactly. You aren't in the SEC. If you were Vandy, I might have a different take.
Look, far be it from me to sit here and just defend the Rams all day. I'm just saying, it's my opinion, the reality of the situation is, man, you're going to go up and down like a yo-yo, and wherever you land, you're going to land. And
the ups
you want to have
need to be more up. If you want to use that argument, which I think is fair, the ups need to be up. You don't yo-yo halfway and then go back down. You need to come back to my hand.
And I'm telling you, the reality is, for almost every single team outside of a Power Four, that is not that doesn't happen. They go up and down and all around like a Wonka friggin' Vader. Freaking what you call it thing. What do you call it? What's the thing?
Up and down and all around.
Willy Wonka.
Oh, the Wonka Vader.
The
Yeah.
Wonka Vader. Yeah.
Goes
Great glass elevator.
every way. And he's smoking weed inside there, and Charlie's getting a contact high. He's got the frizzy hair, and he's freaking out in his purple hat.